Games. We love them. We play them. But remember when they used to be good? Remember the time period when every game wasn't copy and paste? It wasn't the same thing over and over. Back in that time period, we had games like Skylanders, Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, even Club Penguin. It was a different time, a different feel. It was amazing. Leave it there. Where did all of that go? Well, a lot of people blame giant corporations, the big game companies. They're saying they ruined everything. But did they really? I chose to dive and do a little bit of my own research. And, well, what if it's actually our fault? Section 1, the golden era. There was a time when every single game that came out felt like a passion project. Creators and developers, they took risks. They went balls deep into what they wanted to do, and they did it well. They gave us great games, weird games, creative games, games that absolutely bended over your mind and boggled you, And then we also had games that on paper should not have worked, but somehow did. Like Spider-Man for the PS2.
The pain, make it stop.
I know I already said it before, but we also had Skylanders. What a weird game idea, right? You give crack to kids. I'm just messing with you. Put characters on a little portal and they will appear in your game. It's like giving crack to kids. It was a gaming miracle, simply put. It gave a new breath of life into games you're already playing. It made them feel real. It also made your parents' wallet take out an exhale of pain from the amount of money you were spending on little characters. But that's besides the point. Simply put, back then, it felt revolutionary. And beyond that, you had great games like all the Lego games, Lego Harry Potter, Lego Hobbit, Lego Star Wars, Lego Jurassic Park even. You can name it, there was probably a Lego game of it. Maybe not Lego Magic Mike, but I've been petitioning for that to come out. You had all the entertainment a child would ever need. You didn't need a battle pass. You didn't need $20 skins. You didn't need a whole lot of hoopla. That didn't help anybody. The games were just complete. And I know, you can probably go down and go telling me, oh, but aren't games like that made today? Shh. My video. I talk. Anyways, you bought the game, you played it with friends, you had fun. It was simple. That was enough. Even multiplayer felt different. People talked in lobbies. They actually became friends. They interacted. I know, social interaction, weird topic. We're not used to it. And back in the day, we even had split screen for games. Does anybody even know what that is? Is that just me? Back then, gaming felt less corporate because companies still had to earn our trust. Which leads me to the next point of what happened. Section 2, what changed? So what actually happened? Well, most people will say that, oh, greedy companies ruined everything. Well, these greedy companies follow the money. And you know what? We rewarded the bad behavior. We complained about unfinished games, and we pre-ordered them anyway. We complained about microtransactions, and we bought the skins anyway. And you see, companies learned something pretty terrifying. Players will complain endlessly, and yet can log on tomorrow, and the day after that, and so on and so forth. And honestly, at that point, can you blame the companies? If we players keep rewarding their shitty behavior, their shitty tactics, whatever they're feeding us, the slop, right? Why would companies stop? It's giving them the money. They're happy. And this just proved to show the industry didn't become a corporal monogamy shit show in one night. It wasn't out of nowhere. It just changed because it adapted to us. And last, definitely not least, Section 3, the hardest truth. Here's the hard to swallow pill. Here, take it. Modern games exist because modern players demanded it. We became so overly obsessed with rankings, cosmetics, constant content, instant gratification, competitive validation. My script has me turning into Dr. Seuss. I'm losing it. Anywhomst, attention spans got shorter. Games became faster, louder, more addictive. I'm gonna quote myself back here. It's like feeding crack to kids, but in a digital form. Companies learned how to optimize around that. They learned how to feed our brains into getting what we want. But the industry didn't kill the golden era alone, you know. We helped bury it. We're as guilty as O.J. Simpson. Every time we supported lazy monetization, every time we rewarded hype over quality, and every time we played games we claimed to hate so much, we told the industry, this works. And maybe that's why old games feel so special now. They have that place in my heart, and I hope many of yours, not just because those games were different. Because as the industry changed, so did we, you know. Me, you, your cat, your dog, probably your neighbor John, although you should check on him. I think he's going through a hard time right now. You get the point. We blame these corporations. It's like, oh, you guys are the villains. You solely did everything. But in reality, we ruined these games too. And, you know, it may not ever come back to that golden era, and that's okay. Sometimes things are gonna change. But at the end of the day, if we improve ourselves, maybe we can improve the things around us too. See ya.